Coming up next, from San Fran Freak Show, The Savage Nation, from Talk 910 KNEW.
Eloquent in their own way.
Armstrong and Getty. Weekday morning, 7 to 10. Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
Is to have an open public forum. And this sounds like a very tightly controlled audience and list of questions. Why do it that way?
How about we do this? How about you can ask me that question tomorrow based on what questions were asked rather than pre-selecting your question based on something that may or may not come through.
Even the useless midstream media in the form of the far-left wacko lunatic from, I don't know from where, Helen Thomas, the 89-year-old crone, the liberal crone, even she's complaining that the Obama administration is controlling the press in a way that even Nixon didn't dare to do. So believe me, you are having an effect. Even Chip Reed, anyone with a name like Chip, okay? Even Chip Reed tried to stand up to that hack, the spokesmouth for Karl Marx Jr., and the spokesmouth for Karl Marx Jr. continued to spin, even though the press corps started to stir in the background. The peanut gallery even started to stir. But when you see a far-left lunatic like Helen Thomas, who hates anybody patriotic or conservative, starting to go after Obama's flack, you know that they're onto the fact that he is out of control with his propaganda. Now, I want to show you something. Look at the stories that your local channel, your local newspaper, are not covering. 1, U.S. soldier captured in Iraq. Barney Frank wants to steal TARP money from taxpayers. North Korea fires 4 missiles and Obama does nothing. Wall-to-wall coverage of Michael Jackson, a solid week with no break. And even the aging leftist Helen Thomas thinks Obama's control of the media is worse than Nixon's. And finally, the British government, in a conspiracy with the United States government, is saying they had no discussions with the U.S. government about banning Michael Savage in the UK. These are all very important stories, and I want to show you what's on the local San Francisco website that used to be, it wasn't ever really anything but a left-wing, okay? But now it's, it's reached such a point where it's lower than a high school level website. I'm not going to make any of this up. Here is what they are covering on SF Gate in order to continue to blind the blind here in the Bay Area. 1, when I get free miles is no longer a good deal. Fisher's abandoned plan for Presidio Museum. Tiny Kitchen Confidential. Man arrested in rodeo dragging death. Dad is that Miss Defianty. These are the headlines from a newspaper that used to be a reasonably decent newspaper in the 70s. This is a Hearthstone newspaper. It got so bad that they even fired Phil Bronstein, hoping that it would get better, and it got even worse. If you could believe it, in other words, it got worse when Bronstein left. I've never seen anything like this. There's not one report of U.S. soldier captured in Iraq. Barney Frank wanting to steal TARP money from taxpayers. North Korea firing missiles and Obama doing nothing. Helen Thomas, a leftist lunatic, saying that Obama's control of the media is worse than under Nixon. None of that is covered. And that's why the Obama administration, which is the most corrupt, closed administration in American history, is still able to get away with what they're getting away with. All the while Nancy Pelosi goes shopping on shopping sprees. Play beyond the the blonde sea, or whatever that was.
If I could fly like birds on high.
Roads are empty. No one's around. I don't know what I'm so excited about. I feel like a kid who's left. I'm the only one left in the media. I'm the Lone Ranger. Everyone else is on vacation. Can you believe it? Where do they all go? Why do they feel they have to go somewhere for July 4th? Do you feel you have to go somewhere for July 4th? Like a schmuck? Why do you have to go somewhere? You mean where you live is so bad you have to go somewhere? Then why do you live there? Why don't you live where you go to? Then you wouldn't have to go anywhere. You could save money. Why do you have to go somewhere on July 4th like a putz and watch fireworks? I don't understand this. Everyone's somewhere. You go on the road, they're empty. Everyone went somewhere. Where are they? What are they doing there? What are they doing that's so refreshing? Nothing. The same thing they did when they were home. Watch television, argue with each other, and put the kids on Ritalin to shut them up. I never saw anything like this nation. That's why Obama can get away with what he gets away with. He's a perfect reflection of the times. So why should I get excited? You don't care about anything. Why should I care about anything? I should die for your sins? You want me to crucify myself every day? If Obama can send the Navy around, they may as well take the propellers off our warships and turn them into just floating brothels, which is what they've become by and large, with co-educational naval personnel. Ask anyone who's really there and he'll really tell you the truth. They're floating brothels and pregnancy boats right now. Here you have the U.S. Navy, once the greatest Navy in the world, reduced to traveling around, following a North Korean ship and doing nothing. And they say, well, we put up a missile defense shield in Hawaii, and if he ever does anything, we'll use it. But he did it, and we didn't do it because we weren't ready, and it didn't really threaten. We didn't need to fire the protection at the missiles because he shot them into the sea near Korea. They didn't at one time threaten anyone, the Aleutians, not so much as a penguin was threatened anywhere in the Antarctic, and not one Hawaiian who was drinking kava kava illegally and getting ready to set off fireworks illegally, even though they detest the United States of America, even though they hate on the United States of America, even though they want to separate from the United States of America, they're getting ready to set off fireworks. They don't know why, because they like the colors. Even they were not threatened. That's why we chose not to do anything. The microcephalics in our media have won. The microcephalics have permitted whatever. What's the point of my talking about this? What do you care? Why do you care about any of this? Why should you care about it? Everything is good. Everything is coming up roses. Things couldn't be better. The schmucks in Hawaii don't care about missiles from Korea, because if they did, it would mean that Obama has failed them again. Let's see. I went on to the Honolulu Advertiser. Let's see what the head story is. It's not about rockets from Korea. Here's the headline from the HonoluluAdvertiser.com. Judge's ruling halts Lingel's plan to furlough state workers. In other words, the governor of Hawaii realizes that the state is broke. So she's going to furlough state workers to save money. So a communist judge says, no, you can't furlough state workers. We must keep the communist welfare state of Hawaii going. Okay? We must keep it going a little longer. Let's see what the next Hawaii State Senate President urges. Veto of Hawaii excise tax on online retailers likely to stand. Hawaii libraries brace for 20% cut in budget. May close branches. Well, I guess the pedophiles will have to go to a few libraries near themselves from now on to meet the children. They won't be able to get a library in their own neighborhood. Median Oahu home price slips to $569 in June. Oh, no kahoi. You lucky you live Hawaii. Oh, no kahoi. You lucky you live Hawaii. You live in the best place on earth. Oh, Hawaii, no kahoi. Now they want to separate from the mainland and create their own nation. Well, let me ask you something. If a state is a welfare state like Hawaii that lives off the tax base of the other 49 states, how are they going to make it as an independent nation run by local Hawaiians, managed by a demagogue from Ohio? Tell me how in the world they're going to earn income. Tell me how they're going to make a living. Let's see, they hate the military, so they'll kick the military out of Hawaii. That's the number one employer. Let us see, they hate tourism because that wrecks the ecology of the pot smokers. That's number two. How are they going to live? They're going to wind up eating each other again like cannibals! That's why I say you live in a crazy world, so you're lucky you have a man like me who knows everything. But what I don't know, you'll catch me on or I'll admit. Let's go to another local website here, see what we can find. We did Drudge Report, nothing new on there other than Michael Jackson's videotaped display. San Francisco Bay Area, you heard they're talking about a cooking class. Nothing about U.S. soldier captured in Iraq. Is it a boy or a girl, a man or a woman? Another time the entire nation would be focused on getting a captured soldier back. Now they won't even tell us he's captured. They just say he's missing. Well, it could be the soldier's actually not missing. It could be that he went out to buy baskets from the Taliban, that he wanted to experience the multicultural wonders of Afghanistan. Or maybe he went out to score some dope. You never really know with today's military. Could be crossed the enemy lines to see if he could buy some good pot. And of course, it's nowhere on the cable channels, the missing soldier, because it might stir up too much sympathy for the troops. And also, of course, it would show you that Obama's actually a bigger warmonger than Bush. Why? Why is Obama a bigger warmonger than Bush? Because it's good for the grease. How are contractors who put Obama in power going to get paid back? After all, Nancy Pelosi is gorging on your money. Bonnie Frank is gorging on your money. Bonnie Frank says, don't give back top money. Even though the contract says that when the money is earned back, the top money has to go back to the taxpayer. Bonnie